So welcome everybody. Hope you guys are all having a fantastic day today. I went at it a little bit different than normal. I did a scheduled live, so we're gonna start doing those. Just so everybody knows the times we're gonna be going live here. So welcome everybody. In today's video, today's live stream, we are gonna be talking about, yes, you guys I'm sure have guessed it or read the title, swing trading stocks, how to grow accounts, pretty much the strategies, stocks with opportunity, some stocks that we're holding. So I hope you guys all enjoyed this. If you guys do, hit that like button and subscribe. And guys, we are doing a back to school day sale. Code school for 50% off. We're only going to be doing it for this weekend. This is the end of the sale for 50% off. So make sure you guys check it out down below. Private live streams, quizzes, lectures, all of that good stuff for swing trading and navigating the market. So check that out. And guys, let's dive into this. Let me make sure we are good to rock and roll. And if you guys are watching, make sure you guys give me a big thumbs up because I still got to get a new cord for my microphone, so sometimes it's either like too high or too low. So, but let's get started here. And if you guys are watching, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. We are only 2% to our subscriber goal with 12 days left, so make sure you guys subscribe. But let's talk about here some stocks with some sort of opportunity. So one of the stocks here that actually, some people in the team here we're talking about was Tesla. So looking at Tesla here, you guys can see that we've seen a decent little trend line forming here where it hits this. It's gotten good buying pressure. We're actually thinking about taking a nice trade here near and around this $200 mark. Hopping in there would give a relatively decent risk and reward if we hopped in there, set our stop loss below here and our target up here. It's about a 3-to-1 risk and reward, which is good. And this is just by using a basic trend line here. Obviously, the RSI is a little high, but most of the time with a stock like Tesla, you are going to be paying a little premium for it in most cases, just because it's a growth stock. It's a stock with a little more volatility. So Tesla is definitely one that I'm keeping on watch. I'm excited to see what happens with it here. Let me just make sure we are good to go. We are good to go. All right. I think we are good. Welcome everybody. Let me just send we are live. All right. So one of the plays here, Tesla, when growing a small account, whether you're starting out with $100 or $1,000, is just develop a list of criteria, Welcome, fake name. Hope you're doing well, buddy. Develop some sort of criteria, where you're not just buying random companies, you stick to a plan or more of an outline to determine if you should buy a position. So for me, I love like a trading notebook or something like this here. This is the one that I use. This is mine that I made. I'll actually throw it in the chat room. But the reason why having like a notebook or a checklist is important is because it will really help you choose quality plays. You're not going to just be buying random stocks and random companies. Let me see. So I'll throw this in here. I know some of you guys have, wait, that's the ebook. I put in the wrong one. Hold on. Trading Journal on Amazon. I don't know what I'm doing today, guys. I don't know what I am doing. All right. Nathan said, looking at let's pull it up. PRF here. So PRF. All right. So PRF here. Looking at this, right, you can see looking on the daily for 1 year. Looks like a support line, but not sure since Robinhood doesn't have lines to draw. So, looking at, is this the one you're talking about? PRF here? PRF? But looking at this one here, I mean, at least for me, it's approaching possibly resistant breakout. I don't see the support. Let me go to the hourly here and see. Okay, maybe on the hourly, it's on this 90-day moving average line, which we could get a move going forward. The issue though, right now is it just does have some resistance there where it just hits it. So if you're gonna hop in on like a resistant breakout, I would go above, the 14 area in that range. That's where I would enter. But yeah, I mean, PRF, it's just a little high, at least for me. RSI is high. We do have that good trend, but I would prefer to enter down on like 38, near and around a moving average line. So, but yeah, that's my 2 cents with that one here. Another stock here other than Tesla is gonna be this ETF here. That wick is massive. Looks risky. Go long. IMO. IMO. Were you saying? Okay. IMO. Are you saying this one here? IMO. So this would be like a 200-day moving average play. Hitting it. We've gotten good tendencies in the past, getting buying pressure there. It is a little bit PRF. Am I on the right one? PRF. PRF, yeah. But yeah, another play here. IMO. I read the chat. I try to read it as fast as I can, so I wasn't even paying attention. I'm in like stock ticker mode right now, so that's actually super funny. But yeah, I see that. I see that. Another one here is HMY. So HMY, this stock just got absolutely smoked today. It's down 7.3%, but looking at it, you can see it's actually, still approaching, could get a nice move at like the 923 area. I wanted to just throw an alert there, because you can see in the past, we've gotten good tendencies of getting some buying pressure on these moving average lines, on the 90-day moving average line. Hits it. So if we entered here, the RSI would be a lot lower. It'd probably be, yeah, I mean, Nathan, for that one here, I mean, you could do a, resistant breakout. The issue with those types of plays is, it's hard to judge the risk and reward. That's all. So like if you entered here, the reward is unknown, right? It could pop up 1%, 0.5%. So yes, I'm sure there could be a move like kind of like in here. You can see where it had that resistance, boom, boom, and then it broke out. So the entry would have been like that first green candle above the whatchamacallit line, the resistance line. But you don't know how far it's gonna go, right? That's the only issue I see with it. So and doing those types of plays, they're okay, but it's more importantly to just, I mean, if you had a little bit of a larger account, then I'd be like, okay, throw a little bit in it, throw $1,000 in it. If you start getting that move, add to your position or something. But I would just stay away from it. I always kind of do, to be honest. But HMY here, what I was saying is, I threw an alert here at that 90-day moving average line. The RSI would be a lot lower. It would be a cheaper price. It would be, on a nice upward trend. I think it would be a good play here. And looking at the hourly, you can see it just got crushed today. I'm not sure what really happened, but it's just something to take note of. Just setting an alert there. One of the stocks here that I actually really, really liked here was ticker symbol GFI. GFI here, it is just selling off a little bit, which is fine, right? It's fine. So now looking at this, one of the reasons I absolutely love it is this. This is like, somebody said it when I posted in the group. It's like straight from a textbook, right? And it has this really nice trend line. Boom, boom. Whoops. It looks like it moved a little. Let me slide this up a little bit more. But you can see it hits this line just several times, getting good buying pressure, hits it, buying pressure, hits it. So now looking at it, the RSI's at a 32. So personally, I want to get if we can just get a little more sell-off, just a little, which it could easily be today because it's down 1.5%. So if we can get a little cheaper price on the RSI, and then look at the hourly. Try to find some support here. You can see where it's almost curling, almost doing that cup, right? So now if we can get some consolidation, that would be really good, because you could enter on that support, or you could enter on like a breakout above one of these moving average lines or something along those lines. So entering there would give a really, really good risk and reward. So Nathan, would you exit around 1730 for this one? Yeah, I mean, in a dream situation, you know, if we entered here at 13, let's draw it out. If we entered here, if that just say it just started going flat or consolidating or, you know, whatever. So if we entered here, I would set my stop loss. I would set my stop loss, you know, about 2-3% from its current price. Or I'd zoom out so you can see 1325 has some support there. So you could even adjust it to that a little bit, maybe 1322. So risking a little bit more. And the reason why is because you can see old support where it hits that and we got good buying pressure. So now our target for this one is going to be up here. So, you know, I would set like 1716, 1730 in that range would be a great play. So I think this is a good play. We're just got to be patient. Most of swing trading, it's way different than day trading. Day trading, you got to be like, go. Swing trading is patience, right? So I think this is a really good stock. I'm excited for this too. And one of the things here, you know, just looking at it, is the trend on the RSI. We could get a little buying pressure here for that reversal. Whoops, let me see. You know, something like this could start happening where it just flattens out and we get that good move going forward. AEHR. AEHR. And if you guys are watching and you guys, make sure you guys check out our school. Code School, we're doing a 50% off sale, so check that out. It's only going to be valid for this weekend. I threw it in the chat, so make sure you guys check it out. Private live streams, quizzes, lectures, all that good stuff. All right, so this one here, to about 1750. All right, let's look at the daily here. It actually possibly does have, you know, so let's see here if we can, something like maybe a little bit like that. If it will save, there we go. Something like that. So it does look like it has that parallel here. So let's go to the daily and see what we got going on. So AEHR is starting to possibly break out, right? Possibly forming this trend. It does look like their earnings was relatively decent here with that gap up. The only thing that I don't like, I'll say this, the only thing I don't like is this, right? Where we have just this general downward trend, but it could be forming some sort of bull flag. So you could enter, what were you saying? Set to 1750. So if you entered here at 14 for the way up, let's draw it out. So if you entered here, I would set my target, just, you know, you're right, probably to, where are we at? Okay, yeah, to about $17 to $19. Let's go a hair above the 200-day. Set our stops here. It's about a 2-to-1, you know, when you factor it all in. So 17 in that range here. A 2-to-1, not too bad. You know, I think it, like I said, the only thing I don't like is just that general downward trend. I know we have a little bit of a little bit flat and some sort of move going forward, and we easily could get a breakout here. I hope we do. You know, so I would enter either here at its current price with the tight stop or at the breakout would be my two things. But 17 to 1750 is not too bad. If you go in at 1385, are you saying for G, I believe here. Okay, if you go in and the price goes to about 14, would you change your stop loss higher? What's your strategy with stop losses as the price is going up? So yes, I always highly recommend doing a trailing stop loss. A trailing stop loss will help you catch a lot more stocks that run. You know, in looking at a position here like Costco, a lot of people are saying, "Oh, why haven't you sold out?" Well, looking at this, right? If we go to the hourly, my stop loss is just right below the 200-day moving average line. That's it. So if it dips down, we'll be out. What this helps you do is catch these massive moves. It helps you catch these moves in stocks that are getting a lot of great buying pressure. There is a lot of different approaches traders will take. One of the approaches is selling when it's over 70 on the RSI. Some will sell at resistance. Some will sell, and I have in the past a bunch, is when the first red candle breaks below the previous day's lowest price. So like right here, we would be stopped out. I just want to see if we can get some buying pressure off these moving average lines to see if we can get a stock going higher. And if we do, great. If not, I'll just cut my I'll just take my profit. What's your approach towards position sizing? So for me, a lot of it comes down to the account size you have. So if you have a little bit of a larger account, then you have a lot more flexibility, because you can dive. If that just say you have $20,000 and you see a stock that meets some of the criteria and you really are confident in on it, what you can do is you can buy a little bit at an entry point, and then when you're right, you can add to your position, and when you're wrong, you can just cut your losses super tight. Compared to if you have $500, then you got to be a little more on the money, right? That's why, for my swing trading challenge, it's very difficult. It's harder to swing trade with $500 to grow an account than with a larger account. I know you don't necessarily need, $20,000 to trade, but you have the flexibility of, okay, well, Nvidia sold off a little bit. Why don't I put $1,000 or $2,000 into it? And then, and then you can just hold it a little longer. What's your opinion about trading on the daily chart with a downside gap but a good support, like let's pull it up. You can trade on the daily all you want. I just, so something like this here, AIRI. Personally, like AIRI, like I personally want to take this trade. I'm not saying you can't make any money from it where it gapped up. Is that what you're saying? With the downside gap. But yeah, I probably wouldn't take a trade on this. And if you did, I would probably try to get in around these moving average lines. But often what we see is, the stock pop up, flatten out, and then it'll just slowly start dipping below these moving average lines. I'm not a huge fan of it. AD, let's see, ADXN. Let's see if this one's any better. Trade long but risking the gap filled down. Do you normally do that? No, not really. Yeah. It's just not the type of trader I am. I find it like, when you enter in on a position like this, you're paying a premium for the stock. So like I try to keep, at least for me, as everything as simple as I can. So if I'm entering on a stock that's high on the RSI, and look, even if we just went and looked at previous history, because history tends to repeat itself, whether we like it or not. So 67 on the RSI. The last time it was there was here. And what happened? It sold off. Previous to that was here, where, yes, we did get this good move. Previous to that was here. Little sell-off. It's just too high. The risk level is just too high, at least for me. I think the downside is greater than the up. But yeah, some other plays here that I was looking at was HUMA. HUMA, if we zoom out here, kind of does have a little trend line, as you guys can see. We could see a nice move going soon. Normally with like trend lines, I want a little bit lower on the RSI because it's like a 36, 35. But definitely one to at least keep on watch for sure. Looking at the hourly here, you can see, boom, yeah, wait, what did I do? There we go. We're just kind of fell below these moving average lines. So obviously we would need some support or some sort of breakout or some sort of good entry. Also possibly like a break. If we entered here, we could get a breakout of the trend, which was really, really good. So what else do we got? WTRG here, trading below these moving average lines, but looking at the stock, obviously, yes, not the norm. I know. I already know what you guys are saying. Downward trend, all that stuff. I just want to throw it on watch here. The reason why is because we could see a move on the 90-day moving average lines going up. Like I said, this past week there hasn't been much as far as opportunity goes, but I don't know. DO, I really like this one. If we can get some sort of thing going for it, looking at like the hourly, it had a little false breakout here, just sold off down below it. It is starting to consolidate here, which is good. But looking at the daily here, it does have a nice trend line. Boom, boom, boom. How do you find these? Moomoo has a stock screener. Yes, so I use Moomoo and Finvez for 95% of my trades, I find. So it's honestly a constant search. I'm constantly, since I have the luxury of this being my job, I can just sit and couple hours a day just look at Finvez, adjust, tweak the scanner a little bit, seeing if there's plays, look at news, seeing if something sold off. Oh, another one here that I want to show and possibly enter is Nvidia, right? Nvidia sold off. Congrats to everyone that didn't buy it before earnings. But you can see where it is possibly starting to get a little bit on trend line here. Not much, but this one here would be like, I don't know if you guys remember when I traded Microsoft, where I pretty much entered not much of a plan, but understanding it was just a really undervalued point for the stock. So it could see a little similar situation. Obviously, I would love to start that process at like 111 and continue to average down to like 93. I think that would be a really, really good strategy, to be honest, with Nvidia. But like I said, if you have a little bit of a larger account, you have the luxury of doing that. And so as far as like trying to grow an account, I probably would stick away from doing something like that, just because the upside, it could take a couple of months, and for me, I don't mind waiting. But yeah, I think that would be a good approach, to start at like 110, 111 and continue to average into it. But another one here is I think it's MCK. MCK here is on this trend line. We actually got in on just a small position here, near and around this 5. Let me pull up my statement. 545. So right around here, we're up a little bit. It was just on this trend. Did a small trade, not much. I'm only up, I think, like $60 on it, but still a good play. Sold off down to the 200-day moving average line. It was undervalued on the RSI, starting to form that trend, keeping the stop just below it, below that trend line. Hourly looks pretty decent. Where it found heavy support here. Honestly, this would have been the best entry point, but this was a little bit, 2 weeks ago. You guys can see just a heavy support. So now at like 540, our risk would have been better, our reward would have been better. You guys can see it hits that 200-day, curls its way up. Now it's starting to possibly use it as support. So that's pretty good. I really like this one. We have a small position with that. Like I said, we always can add more if it starts going in our favor, but I don't know. This is one of those weeks where there's been just a lot of volatility, which is fine. So, but let me see. Nathan. Okay, Nathan said, what about I think if it comes back down to that support line would be a good time to get in, but right now it's a bit distance from the support line from February. Okay, let's pull it up. So D, that ticker seems so familiar. DVY. I mean, yeah, I mean, looking at it, I mean, if it can sell off a little bit, that would definitely be a lot better. What is this? So this is a select dividend ETF. So, yeah, you can, people think you need to only swing trade stocks. No, you can swing trade ETFs with the same strategy. It works actually pretty good. But you can see you just want to make sure there's some support on, previous support on these moving average lines. Because something like this happens is if we got sell off here and it hits that 90-day moving average line, what I would do right now, I'm actually just going to throw an alert. And this is what a lot of hedge funds do. And they're going to be buying like a bunch of shares, like billions of dollars worth. So yeah, and you can actually see the golden cross here, the best entry. Wow, look at this. This is perfect. Where it sells off and it forms this. This is like the exact same thing that happened with Amazon that I traded, where it sold off and just found this really good trend line. So there's a bunch of huge opportunities to enter, man. But now it's doing well. So, but yeah, I think if we can get some sell off, that would bring a really good opportunity to it. Yeah. But any other questions? Any other stocks? Oh yeah, like I said, so we're holding a small position with MCK and Costco. Nothing too crazy. Up a little bit, up a lot more on Costco, up a little bit on MCK. Yeah, but swing trading, growing a small account, a lot of it's just consistency. So, taking those base hits, like I always say, never swing for the fences. It's too risky. Go base hits. Yeah, just keeping my eye on it. DVY right now, it seems like, yeah, the train has left the station a little bit, but I do think if it can go back down to those levels, which it easily could, like down here, if this just, let's just say, goes like that, so like 125, I think would be a good entry point, just as close as you can get to that moving average line. But yeah, I mean, what a great live, guys. I hope you guys all enjoyed this. If you guys are watching, make sure you guys like the video. Let's see if we can get to like 10 likes on this thing. I know that's not much, but if you guys are watching, just give a like. It doesn't cost you guys anything, and it means the world to me. I love doing this every week, and expect same time next week. We go live every single Friday. Just to kind of recap the week, seeing if there's any stocks that have potential, stocks that we're holding, all that good stuff. So, yeah. So make sure you guys like, subscribe, all of that good stuff. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me, and we'll just end it here. So, guys, hope you guys all enjoyed it.